Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Family Empire Houston, Season 1, Episode 8.
Listen, this is the finale. Y'all did not watch this show with us, but we give y'all a second chance. You're just the first season. You know, you two ain't treating us right when it comes to, hey, listen to these guys' reviews for it. But thank y'all for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, walk us through this one more time for this season.
All right. So Granny is whispering to Aunt Cheryl that she would still prefer to sell the land during Misha's presentation.
I hear you, Granny.
So part of the presentation, Misha has them drive out to the land so they can put their poster boards out there so they can get an actual vision of what it feels like and looks like for their vision to be on the land.
Okay.
So Granny likes the idea, but her concern is where is the money coming from when it comes to investing and building all of these houses?
Yeah.
So Aunt Cheryl says, with Granny's generation, they tend to build to finish. She kind of can't get with this whole 5-year plan building in phases. It's a little off to her.
Yeah.
So Nicole chimes in and says, well, you can build them all at one time, but, you'll have a greater value if you take about, 5 to 10 years to build it. And the developer jumps in and says that a big project like this should be built in phases because you can use the bank's money to fund the other part of the building and other investors and things like that. So you don't necessarily have to do it all at one time in phases. The money will come as it grows. So they talk about how the developers have relationships with banks and other businesses to actually finance the project.
Yeah.
They discuss how the community will grow. They see a vision of, if homes are there, then they'll go to the families. Like, I think they had like a tea cake spot and, maybe schools can be built there. So they're building a whole community that will feed back into the businesses they already have located there. So this will be their legacy as a family. And after hearing everything, Granny is willing to be on board with the idea to figure out how to make this happen. So Misha gets the okay to move forward and see about the financing, and we'll see how things can progress.
Listen here, Granny went from, I want to sell, to, okay. What are your thoughts about them agreeing that, okay, we will stick with keeping the land and building on it?
I think that's good. I think it's good. And I think it's a pretty solid plan. Still it'll take a while for them to see the fruits of their labor. But I think it's a good idea. Yeah. And then them tying into kind of how the community will feed into their already current businesses. I'm just like, yeah, why not?
Yeah. The only thing I have concerns about, which it's a real concern, I think Granny needs to put in her will, update her will, that they need to finish the project on the land then. Because Granny may not be able to see the end of this project.
Right.
That's the reality of it. And usually whenever the head is gone, all right, Granny gone now, we selling. No, we selling. You get what I'm saying? So I think update the will, basically make sure the project's completed even when I'm not here. Honor your word as if I was here.
Right.
And then we will see where that will lead us. I also think it's easy to talk about money when it's not like real. And they talking about, oh yeah, we just get the banks go finance it, this go come. Money is sometimes funny. So I really wonder how the project's going to come about, and I'm looking forward to see 5 to 10 years or even just next year if they started breaking ground on it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we move on. The Braden Group is launching their luxury side of their business.
Okay.
Nicole tried to talk to her daughter about them adopting a child.
Yeah.
So the daughter don't want to hear nothing about it.
I don't want to hear that, mommy.
So she basically told her mom not to ask her, the little girl. She is coming in and out, and Nicole's talking to her husband and things like that. And she basically... she doesn't understand that children can come in the home in many other ways. So she's Nicole is thinking the daughter's thinking that she's going to be getting pregnant. But Nicole is saying, our daughter, she always talks about she's lonely and she wants somebody to play with.
Yeah.
And Larry's saying, well, if she's not with it, we're not going to do it. She might like a playmate, but not seeing her parents give that love to another child. She may not want to see that in that way.
Yeah.
And Nicole is telling him, well, it's not up to Layton. She's a child. She doesn't get to determine if the family grows.
Yeah.
So they've had challenges in their marriage, and Nicole talks about how they could have tried earlier, but it wasn't the time. There were too many issues going on between them to bring a child into the world.
Mm.
So they try to talk to the daughter about it again, but she literally walks out the room. She's just like, I'm not talking about it.
Interesting. I think this was the scene where I think Larry's father was there.
Yeah.
I think he was there. I'm going to say this. I'm going to be bold when I say this. Hey, Larry, don't hide behind your daughter. Don't hide behind your daughter's decision, because she don't have an educated decision. She's not an adult in the decision. You get what I'm saying? So you ask her. So when she don't want to get up and go to school, does that mean, hey, she don't go to school today?
Exactly.
No, that's not. So you need to see what is best, not for Leighton is
right.
Leighton, but what's best for the family. And I think Larry really needs to turn his eyes from his daughter and look at his wife,
exactly,
who is basically eyes crying out adoption. She wants a child. She wants to feel, I don't know what it is she wants to feel, because that last line you read make me kind of like, I wonder if she kind of want to redo the past, in the sense of, like, during the time where she said we could have tried but we just wasn't in a good place. I wonder, she's like, we're in a good place, things like that, and I kind of want to make up for lost time. Maybe. And on top of that, we had plans to have multiple children, but because of the place that we was in, we missed it, but we got a chance to kind of to really recoup our time and things like that. But I think Larry just needs to man up and say what he really feels, besides putting on his little daughter and saying, hey, she said she don't want it, ain't gonna happen then. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's the child's decision on whether the family grows. I mean, if you were to get pregnant, that wouldn't be her decision. So why would it be her decision if you guys choose to adopt? So I agree with that. Next, Caramel and Keisha. They have closed on their home.
Nice.
Caramel's daughter and Keisha's son lived there as well. Caramel was the realtor for this, so they got a good deal on both ends. Aunt Jackie comes by and they show her the place, and they start to talk to her about the crawfish boil and how the whole argument went down. Jackie doesn't want to point fingers, but she feels that these things should have been resolved years ago.
Easier said than done, but in order for things to be resolved, people gotta want to resolve it,
and people also have to take accountability.
I
mean, if people aren't saying their part and why there was a downfall in the relationship, or the possibility of there not being a relationship, then nothing's going to get fixed. We're just going to have to not talk about it.
Yeah, you're right.
So Joy goes by Monay's house, her daughter's house. Things aren't sitting well with Monay about how things went with JaQuita, because JaQuita was pretty upset, feeling that Monay was disrespecting her mom.
Okay.
She didn't feel like she was being disrespectful to her aunt. She just was trying to get her point across.
Okay.
Joy said that, everybody, they need to focus on their own life. It is definitely more detailed than ours. She said Bubba was cool, about everything until he started getting cursed out. Keisha was cursing him out, and she didn't feel like Keisha should have done that to her father.
Okay.
Joy says she was disappointed in Keisha.
Oh my goodness, not the D word.
Monay says maybe she feels that she was a mistake or not part of the family. And Joy was like, look, her mom chose to have a child with somebody who was in a relationship.
Oh, and you didn't?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
Bubba said he was in a relationship with 2 women. That's what he said.
He said I wasn't married.
Yeah, and I think Joy is choosing to believe what she wants to believe.
Believe it.
Monay says that her mom was constantly reminded of the hurt with Keisha coming around, but ultimately everybody should move on.
Yeah.
And maybe the aunts did what they did because it was the best for Keisha. And Joy says, well, did they do what was best for Keisha? I mean, she still has a lot of anger in her.
Okay. Joy trying to gaslight me. I ain't gonna fall for it.
And Keisha asks Aunt Jackie, did her mom contact? Oh wait, no, sorry. So that's the end with Joy and Monay and their situation. Any thoughts about their exchange?
Yeah, what I would say is I find it very interesting that JaQuita was being disrespectful while Monay was just expressing herself. It sounded like both of y'all was doing the same thing, but somehow JaQuita was disrespectful. Monay, I'm going to say it again as I said it in previous episodes. Monay, just be quiet. You are the one that has the least amount of information in all of this. So your opinion really doesn't matter about the whole situation. You are the youngest. You don't know what's going on. And you only know what your mama tell you. And things of that nature, and saying things like, "Oh, maybe Keisha didn't feel part of the family." I think y'all did a good job making her feel that way by introducing her 7 years later.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And the thing about it is the only benefit Joy have is that the other woman has gone on. That's the only benefit Joy has, because Joy could tell her story and basically make it seem like Bubba was really with me and really not with her and things like that, and we can't hear nothing beyond life. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Joy, Bubba said out his mouth, I was not married or engaged to any of them. So Bubba basically put y'all on the same playing field. There was not one above the other, because at the same time, he got both of y'all pregnant at the same time. So you need to get over the fact and get over the hurt and stop basically passing on the hurt to Keisha. And truth of the matter is, no one's not even asking you to love Keisha as your own. That's the crazy part. No one is asking you to love Keisha as your own, but I feel like you're intentionally not loving her. That's different. Like, or maybe put it like you're intentionally disliking her. And that's weird, where you could just be respectful, accept the situation, because you obviously you accept part of the situation because you stayed with him, you married him, you get what I'm saying? You had more children. So it's like, hey, you accepted it, so accept all of the situation, not just some of it.
Agreed. Now, back with Keisha and Aunt Jackie, she's asking Aunt Jackie, did her mom ever get in touch with the aunts and talk to them? And Jackie said, yeah, like she reached out, her mom was down with them coming to pick her up, and she wanted to meet, Jackie really wanted to meet Keisha and just love on her like they do with all their other nieces and nephews. Yeah. Joy says back at their house that one time Aunt Cheryl said, we'll stop picking up Keisha, but we're not going to stop birthdays and holidays. All Joy said was, we should do a blood test. And Joy says that when she is disrespected, she shuts down, and Bubba chose to marry her.
Okay. So, like, and all of that, the answer, my response to that is, okay, so. Exactly. And to blood test her for what? Blood tester for what? Like you're trying to do everything in your power to erase this mistake, and at the end of the day, you're actually giving more energy than you really have to. Yeah. Like it seems like you're going out your way to be mean, and like it makes no sense. It don't even call for all of that. You know. Yeah. Well, Jackie encourages Keisha to talk to her dad. Yeah. And she just doesn't think that she's going to get the apology that she's looking for from her dad. Yeah, you're not getting a party from old people. Monay tells her mom that Keisha is part of the family, so we all just need to put this behind us. And Joy is like, well, Keisha needs to put it behind her. She was blessed to be born into this family, and she's not going to let anybody take her joy away. That's why her name is Joy, she said. And listen, I find it funny that Monay, when like she started this conversation, she was all behind her mother till her mother started talking that nastiness, and she's like, okay, I think Keisha is part of the family though, right? Yeah. Right? And no. Y'all got the same spirit. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? That same rich spirit, as Kendrick Lamar would say. And this is how she really feels. So you can't even gaslight Keisha no more and say, hey, I felt an energy towards the family that just didn't feel welcoming. You're hearing it out her mouth. Yeah. You're hearing it from the source. So JaQuita visits Misha in the office. Yeah. They secured the $4 million listing that they had went to visit before, and they are going to use it to launch their luxury brand. So they have to stage the home, which is going to be a fee. It's going to cost some money, but they're going to work it out. And Misha is just trying to balance the land, being a mom, a wife, and getting this new $1 million home sold. Yeah. JaQuita also has a lot going on. She wants to get a new house, but she feels like they need to get their ducks in a row first. And she needs to know that financial security is there when it comes to Chris and a job. What are your thoughts on that? My thoughts on that, I'm more so just kind of focusing on what JaQuita is saying. And I see that Chris signed the contract, right? He did. He signed a contract. It's not necessarily what he wants to do, but he knows it's important to his wife. But I just wish he wouldn't be so like begrudgingly about it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, just smile a little bit. You made the decision to do it, so do it wholeheartedly. Yeah. It's like he's doing it because my wife wants me to do it, and I signed the contract, and that should make you happy. And it's just like, okay, but like, can you not be an a-hole about it? Like, I know you don't want to do it, but since you are, moving the decision that you made to do it, you know? I mean, that's basically what he said. He said, listen, my wife wants me to work, so I'm going to work. Yeah. So we see Misha, Nicole, and Chris at the house. They got the staging done, and they're talking about marketing the house and what kind of like photos and things that they want to do. Yeah. And Chris feels like the house is going to sell itself. You know what I mean? He ain't even trying.
So he says that he is bored with shooting real estate. He wants to shoot things that are going to leave an impact. He wants to do real people, real life, real situations. But working for the Braden provides the stability that his family needs or his wife needs. And I'm just like, Chris, like, this is also for you. I don't think he sees how it's benefiting him in any way. Probably because, like Quita said, like, she could, do the realtor thing, pick up some shifts as a pharmacist because she is a pharmacist, and she can make it work money wise. And I don't know if Chris is looking at Quita to do that so that way he can pursue his dreams wholeheartedly, but that's not their situation. Quita is not going to fully support him without him having a substantial income. Like,
the thing about it is, which we was talking about when we was watching it last week, was that, hey, why don't you use the money that you make from this job to fund what you really want to do? If it's so boring, right? Hopefully you're not bored with something that you didn't master. If you mastered it, then, like, I understand why it should be boring, but let's use another word. It should be easy then. Right? Because
easy money.
Exactly. So you should be like, okay, I'm tired of doing this. Well, hopefully you mastered it so you could get the easy money, and then you could go on and do your other passions and things of that nature. And I think what the thing about Quita is, she's a go-getter, right? And I think as long as they are on this reality TV scope, and as long as there's potential for them to actually be a household name, I think that want for more is going to grow, and that means for everybody. That means want more for their relationships. You'll hear Quita say she want a nice house. I like their house. I ain't gonna hold you, right? So I think, like, if Chris is not showing that he wants more out of life, I think their relationship will be in danger with Nicole and Larry's. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So they have the launch of the home. To me, it kind of looks something like a broker's open type of thing. Quita and Monay have some time to sit and chat.
Yeah.
Quita felt that it was more so Monay's tone that was disrespectful. And Monay says, look, everybody was trying to get a word and we were all talking over each other. It was just kind of the nature of the conversation. They both agree that they were trying to protect their moms, and they're just pretty much going to agree to disagree about the situation. Their family, we got to get along. We're going to be around each other.
Oh, yeah. The beef ain't over.
So we've got Nicole, Keisha, and Monay. They are all talking and agreeing that they're all sisters. They've been through a lot. And Monay says, we've grown up differently and haven't been as close, but it would be good if we could get that bond together.
I don't trust you, Monay.
And I don't know if it was the way Monay said it, or, like, I kind of felt like she was looking Keisha up and down while she said it. Like, was just like, we grew up differently. And I'm just like, y'all really letting y'all mama, like, get into y'all head, which is crazy. Because I'm just like, even if y'all grew up differently, so what? Why does that even have to be stated? Like, her background or how she grew up or whatever the case may be. Like, that is, like, a non-factor to the conversation.
Yeah.
Y'all are sisters. Y'all are growing your bond. And that's it. Like, the rest of it is just, I feel like, other stuff to try to other Keisha.
Yeah.
You know? So Keisha still getting left out of pictures because they are taking pictures, at the open or whatever. Just Nicole, their dad, Joy, and Monay.
And Keisha said, I'm happy to be out of this picture, though. She said, I don't need to be in that picture. I'm happy to be out of that picture.
So Nicole checks on Chris and, she asks if he's happy, and she understands that it's not easy working for the family.
Yeah.
He tells her he's doing all right, but she tells him, everything we do is for the betterment of all of us. Chris is not happy with being at Braden, but he appreciates the conversation with Nicole. Also, he's annoyed with Nicole always hugging him. Why she always need to hug me whenever we talk.
I ain't gonna hold you. When they kept showing the flashbacks of all the times she asked for a hug, I was like, I understand, Chris. Stop touching me, okay?
So they kind of wrap up the event. They thank Granny for her hard work, and they are happy for where they are in their business. And they thank everybody for coming out, and that is the end of the season.
Listen, I think by next season, what do you think will happen next season if there is a season 2?
I don't even think they're going to get a season 2, to be honest.
You don't think they're going to get a season 2?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't know. It just, something in me just kind of feels like it's a one and done. It was entertaining, and I enjoyed it, but I can't see them following this like a long term for some reason. I don't know why.
They definitely getting a season 2.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Ono got enough shows on Friday nights for them to be turning things down.
That's true too.
You get what I'm saying? They have, a matter of fact, I was going to mention something else that should be mentioned off camera. Chris is going to quit Braden in the middle of his contract. He ain't going to fulfill it. Watch out for Larry and Nicole's relationship. And I don't know what it is, Keisha and her girl, I think, is that her
Caramel.
fiance or wife, whoever?
I think they're just girlfriends. Yeah.
They go break up. Those are my big three big swings. Larry and Nicole, watch out for them, because she said she really want to adopt. I think the show ended with her basically saying like she really wants to adopt. Larry and Nicole, Keisha and like her girl, and Chris is gonna be out of a job because he quit braiding. And that's gonna be our storylines for next season.
Okay.
But don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank y'all for watching. We see y'all in the next video.
Bye.
Y'all be good.